Oops. I was trying to turn it around, not press record. I can't. I have no idea whether this is forward facing or backwards facing. Is it looking at me or is it looking at the door? I don't know. But yeah, it's 12:54 a.m. and I am laying in bed. And Asuka's laying right beside my pillow, not that you can see her. And Chiaki's laying down by my knees, not you can see her either. But as typical me, even if I come to bed earlier, I don't end up actually rolling over to go to sleep until 1. Anyway, I don't know if I'll actually do a day of tomorrow or not. But if I do, this is the official start to it. Practice, because I'm laying in bed, but it's after midnight, so it's technically tomorrow, right? Anyway, long story on why that's a laugh. Anyway, good night. Oh, by the way, I have headlights stuck in my head because I watched my roommate's video again. So I have headlights seriously stuck in my head. So I'm going to try to roll over and tell myself a story, and headlights is going to be playing, and the story and the song don't match. I love it when this happens. Good night. Okay, so it was facing me. You can look at Chiaki instead. Beautiful little adorable little baby. Because I look stupid. My alarm just went off. I woke up at just about 9 and almost got up. But I rolled over and my eyes were still closed and I didn't pick this up, so I fell back asleep. I'm learning. Okay, but first of all, I lay down or stay laying down to get rid of notifications on my phone. Like 2 minutes. So now I'm getting up. Going out? Are you just making noises? Huh? Back in here to actually get dressed. Cat! Would you stop picking at it and get out if you want to get out? Why are you making so much noise? Rescued. Got it. That's all about one of the Korean books. Other ones. Try not to show the garbage. The one's down there because it's so big. One of the practical reasons that I wear a ring on that finger, by the way, I say there's many different reasons. One of the reasons is because, yeah, when my hands get really dry from chemicals and start breaking open, or I'm just hot from sleeping, or whatever, they swell up. And because my right hand is already bigger than my left hand, it kind of gets literally physically uncomfortable to wear rings on my right hand. So I still could, but after a little bit of not, suddenly I just don't want to, so this hand becomes very not usable. And then on this hand, the sizes of my rings, the vast majority of them are kind of too small for this one, especially if my hands are swelling up. And they feel kind of odd on this one just because of that finger. And most of them are too big for my little finger and either too small or too big for my thumb. So it ends up being this finger is the only one that I feel comfortable with for multiple reasons wearing a ring on. Multiple physical reasons. So that is one of the reasons I wear a ring on that finger fairly frequently. There, bed remade. Because, yeah, woo, no gurge. I already had to cut that out once. Bed remade. Because, yeah, when you own cats, Cheeky left for work, so I can record videos. See? I did not even put this on my bed that long ago. And yet, this is what happens when the cat sleeps beside you on the bed. Very, very, very quickly. Less sigh. Grossness. So much hair. And that is why Chicky can't let the cat sleep beside her on the bed, because she's even more allergic to it than I am. So, and that's the time, by the way. I am going to go have a shower now. See you later. A very quick shower. Because my hair was already starting to drive me nuts. Whether it's because of the shampoo, of the water, or of vitamin, nutritious, whatever, lack of, I would love to know. Because I'm rather tired of my stupid hair falling out all the time so soon after I already had a shower. Starts driving me nuts, and I have to have a shower to wash it again. So I had a shower to wash it again. And now, I don't know where to put this. It's right there for a second. I started recording. Let's see how this does. This is actually the inside lining of a jacket I took apart, because the rest of the jacket, I don't know. It's kind of, I mean, it's nice looking, but I don't know how nicely it fits. And I don't know how warm it is out there. Let's see if I freeze to death with this. Oh, kitty running past. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, 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 following me everywhere. I finish my shower and open the curtain, and there she is sitting on the thingy waiting for me. I turned this on because whoops, I forgot my keys. Now that is just typical of me. I am going to go grab the mail. And yes, this is a very messy carpet because they were already here when we moved in, and it's winter, so, and we own cats, so the carpet gets very messy very fast. I am just running to get the mail because, even though, I'm sorry, something distracted me. It's pretty bright out here. Running to get the mail. Because it's probably not here yet, but I am waiting for packages. And it'd be really cool if it is here. I'm just showing you the ground because I don't necessarily want you knowing exactly where I live. So you get to see how much snow there is on the ground. Sort of. I mean, the snowbanks are super high. Puddle time. Do. Absolutely nothing. That sucks. Empty mailbox. I don't know what I'm hearing. I'm hearing running water, but it also sounds like somebody's dirty snow. Something is running. I don't know if that's coming from inside someone's house or inside someone's car. I'm confused. Maybe they're in their backyard. I don't know. Anyway, that was that really quick short jaunt. Ice falling out of my backyard, maybe? Back into my house. You can look at me instead of my boots. My gosh, I can't see it all. It is so flippin' bright out there. walk away for 2 minutes and ask Dory, you're like, "Oi, where were you? Oh, how could you? How could you desert us? Hello, hello. Yeah, I walked away for 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes. That was what, 30 seconds? Somebody watching this video, because you could see, tell me. Because you can see the timestamp. Hello, hello. And by the way, now it's 3:21 because, as I said, I'm editing the video, editing the video while I go. In other words, like, yeah, because this is like multiple little videos and little pictures and stuff. So I'm like, that would be the biggest hassle ever to try to find everything and put it in the right order at the end of the day. So forget that, making it while I go. So it's 3:21. I just figured out how to turn. Well, duh, I didn't even think of it. I just realized, whatever, that I could turn the audio down. So I went back and turned the audio down on the notification, like my alarms songs, so they don't blast you to pieces while watching this video because I'm quieter than them. I still left the warning in at the beginning because I was very, very quiet at the beginning of this video. And I don't want to turn the metal alarm that far down because you probably had it quite high in order to hear me. I thought of putting subtitles in there so you could tell what I was saying, but I'm like, yeah, it's too much of a hassle. So I originally was saying this shirt dressed up just for you. There's somebody I know, I won't say who because never mind, it's not important. The point is, there's somebody I know that like every time I see them, they are wearing the same pullover sweater. And on them, it looks fine and it's cute and it's no big deal. And I'm like, whatever. But occasionally I giggle about it because I'm like, literally every time I see you, you're wearing the same sweater. Every time. Never, ever not wearing that sweater. And then I turned into that person. Because you see, for most of my life, you know, when you have a hoodie, you can just zip it up part way and you're wearing a different shirt on underneath it every time. So it doesn't look like you're wearing the same thing all the time. I mean, like, I don't know, hoodies, people expect you to wear the same one because everybody has their favorite hoodie, etc. But this is a pullover sweater. That's a little different. That's all you see. And then I turned into that person because, you know, that brown sweater, yeah, I wear that a lot. Because it's so comfortable, except lately it's not very comfortable for some reason. I don't know. It seems to have hairs in it that's just like, every time I wear it, I feel like I'm getting poked by hairs and it picks up hairs so fast. And it's not very helpful that I have this beautiful little sweater here. Melly's. As in, like, ooh, the picture's already coming off. That's not cool. I've barely worn it. It's just like behind me. Anyway. I got this off my best friend's online store website thing, and it's adorable. I ended up putting it on the back of here for a little bit, and look what the cats do to it. You know, like talking about the, hold on. Hair all over my blanket. Yeah, well, look at all that hair that's behind me now. Ew! Stupid cat. Such a hassle owning animals. So that doesn't help anything. That other sweater likes to pick up hairs, and this one probably will too. But I changed my sweater just for you. Turn this on because it's so much later, and yeah, now I'm like bored. Finally by myself, and I'm bored because I'm like, actually, what do I even want to do? I already finished watching the Criminologist Himura, which is only the very beginning of that show's title. I can't remember his last name. Criminologist Himura, whatever his last name is, and writer Alice, whatever his last name is, I forget. If you look it up, you have to look it up. Well, you can find it under the English name, but for some reason the website has it under its Japanese name. It's a good show, and it is one of the ones that inspired my last NaNoWriMo story, which I'm not finished writing yet because I kind of got stuck on what's happening. talk about one where, like, I ended up writing. It's kind of funny, the story behind that one. And this is an exclusive you shouldn't be getting, because this is supposed to be, you gotta sign up on Patreon and pay me to get this information, but you're getting it anyway. Lucky you. Consider it a gift for stopping by and watching my, watching my YouTube video. Thank you for that. What was I saying? Oh, when I started writing that book, I wrote what I thought was going to be the ending of the book, and then I was going to back up and start writing, and I did. I backed up and started writing what I thought was coming before it, and then I decided, you know what, that whole ending scene turned into the whole beginning scene, just for the intrigue of it. And then I was writing it, and then in the middle of all of this, I had another scene kind of in my head, so I wrote that, but I know that's either the ending or much closer to the ending. So then it's like writing, blank spot, ending, and there's probably more after this, but I'm not sure what, and I have to figure out what to put in between here to connect the scenes. So that's where that story is at the moment. It's temporarily called The Author. And Criminologist Himura is one of the two shows. Evil Minds is the other one. The two shows that very heavily influenced the story / one of the main characters of it. Just giving credit where credit is due. Talk about inspirations and all that stuff. So there you go, an exclusive author stuff that you're supposed to pay on Patreon to find out. And yeah, I need to finish writing that story. Currently, it's not the one that's open right now, though. The one that's actually open right now is this one. Tiger's Wings. Because that's, I got all kinds of stuff there on my background that I have to, put away, and this is my background for the picture that's on my background right now. That comes from a show called I'm Not a Monster. The ending is so annoying. It stops in the middle of everything. It's a Chinese show, but you should go watch that one too, because it's really good. There's some slow, draggy parts in the end. In the middle, there's a few parts that were kind of draggy, and his story, for a whole lot of it, I was so mad at so many people, because I'm like, seriously? But there was an unexpected kind of twist in there that was like, that was so that show is definitely well worth watching, so you can go watch that one too. But yeah, Tiger's Wings, that is the actual first book to my NaNoWriMo, not my last NaNoWriMo, but the one before that, called The Chaos Within Dundara. I love The Chaos Within Dundara because Kitty is such an ADHD cat. She's that's the first time in quite a while that I've written a female character that I actually really like. She came across so awesomely. And at the same time, Airy. I love Airy because he's so the exact opposite. Absolutely not ADHD. And I'm like, how did my ADHD brain manage to write him so perfectly? I am baffled and bamboozled. And if I try to write another one for after that, which I do want to do, I want to write more about Airy, for crying out loud. I want you to see him using his swords. Except that I can't write sword fights. I don't know how to write that coolly in a book, so. But anyway, if I write any more with him, I don't know if I'll be able to write him consistently cool the way he is, so. But anyway, that one, Tiger's Wings was originally Broken Wings? Its title has changed a few times, but it's currently Tiger's Wings, and it's actually the first book that comes before Chaos Within Dundara, and I had actually written all the way up to almost this point, because this the last scene, the part that you were seeing just now, is the tail end of a scene that I actually wrote after, but the original of this, I tried 3 different years to write this story as my NaNoWriMo story and lost all 3 times. Oh, ouch. But then I actually did. I combined it with something else that I was, because this one originally started as, see, this is all more information you're not supposed to be getting, because this is supposed to be something you're paying for on Patreon to get. But it's, what was it? What was I saying? Keep interrupting myself and forgetting what I was saying. It's a combination of 2 at the moment, because Broken Wings was originally just, Jessie's. Remember my dolls?
I can't remember if any of my videos have ever shown you my dolls, my two dolls that I lost, Jessie and Kitty. Maybe I'll pop a picture in here in the middle of what they looked like. Oh, I miss them so much. But Jessie, Broken Wings was Jessie's story, Jessie and Liam. And then I wrote another one that I actually won NaNoWriMo with, which was Kitty's adventures when she's a little kid. And then I ended up combining them to make a Tiger's Wings. And I had gotten almost to the, like, minus this last scene. All of this was something I had, and then when our house burned down, I lost it. So I had to rewrite the entire thing. Thankfully, I had just recently reread it, so most of it was actually fairly fresh in my mind. So a lot of it was actually not too hard to rewrite. Some scenes I am so disappointed with because I cannot for the life of me remember how I did them so epically before. And some of them I'm just too impatient to rewrite them because I'm like, I already did this. I don't want to be writing this part. But see, now I'm up to a point where I'm kind of really stuck on this story because as I was discussing with Chicky going to the city the other day, I don't know how to write what comes next because it's basically like a battle scene and there's like 3 parts to it because they're purposely trying to separate so that it's not overwhelmingly against them, the big guys. And I don't know how to write it properly, and her solution is that I write all these different scenes separately and then come up with a way to combine them, which sounds like a good idea. I just don't know if I can do that. And I still, even then, don't know exactly how do they defeat the bad guys. Particularly because 2 of the bad guys aren't actually bad guys. And that's major spoilers. So, all of that exclusive stuff that you weren't supposed to hear, but hey, a taste of why you should go and support me on Patreon. Come on, come on. I am updating it now, by the way, because I said that I would try my best to consistently update it if I got even 1 Patreon. And I did get 1 Patreon because that person loves me. And she's an epic person, and I love her back. So, yeah, that's what's that. So now I have to figure out what else I feel like doing. Actually, I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. My stomach is all of a sudden starting to growl, so I'm going to have to go and find some food. Pathetic little meal being made, 'cause I am the most uncreative and pathetic cook ever. I hate cooking. Booby-dooby-doo. Those things. Hello, kitty. She's following me around again. She begs like a dog. She literally doesn't just beg like a dog. I mean, she literally begs like a dog does. She licked crumbs off the floor. This is something she's only started doing recently, and it's incredibly weird. When cats turn into dogs. And she's gonna lay down like, oomph. Talking about me on the camera. Yes, yes I am. See? See? I told you! I left the kitchen for 2 seconds to grab my phone and I turned around and there's Chiaki heading for the cheese that I dropped. Show versus tell. Come on. Grating cheese. Just grating enough cheese for ahead of time so that there'll be like cheese in the fridge for the next person that wants grated cheese. Honestly! At least the little bag of dog stays over there. This little bag will get out of the kitchen. Go! I stepped on the cheese. Oops. Oi! Stay standing up. Don't fall. What a mess. Come out, come out, come out. Or is it just me that knows such wise thoughts? That has such wise thoughts? Scooby-Dooby-Doo. So, this is going to be a whole lot of, oh, come on, I might as well just use my fingers. This is pathetic. This is going to be, like, a whole lot of dry, sticky rice noodle in my, ouch, that's hot, mouth, and then a mouthful of cheese and tuna, and then a mouthful of sticky noodles with no taste, and then, oh, You see, I hate cooking. I hate trying to decide what to eat. I just make messes, and this is pathetic. And y'all are watching this going, what is wrong with this person? Oh! Okay. Whatever. This weird little meal is done. Now I need to grab a drink. Yum. And find something to watch.
About nice guy syndrome.
Bye. You wanna go outside, Dory? Wanna go outside? Usually she gets more excited than that. Dog. And I'm not going to show you very much. I mean, obviously I'm not going to show you her going to the bathroom, but I can't even really show you the backyard right now because, ew, it's such a mess and it hasn't been cleaned up. Look at all that snow. Look at all that snow. So warm. So beautiful. Coming in or staying out. And the cats always have to come and see what we're doing at the back. And she's in my lap again. She's lonely all by herself or on the couch. So, I just finished watching that video that I said I was going to watch. And I'll only want to make one comment on the movie itself that they were watching. And that is that I'm never going to watch it. Okay? I could do a whole reaction video to it. But I do have to say 4 things because I mentioned the fact that I was watching it and I showed you what I was watching. So you can go and watch it if you want to, and I'm not going to explain what they were saying and stuff. You go see it if you want to see it. I actually like Cinema Therapy. Don't always agree to them, but they do have a lot of good points. And in this video, they had a lot of good points too. I'm only going to say, 1, the default setting is good. No, that's incorrect. And those 2 at one point, I think they said they're Christians, so they should know better. Because no, humans are not inherently good. That is not our default setting because of the fall, because of sin. We are born sinners. Wait, dog ran away. Ew, so much hair. Right in the middle of the important part. We are born sinners. We are not born good. So don't go read that book he's talking about because it's clearly wrong. Not a damsel in distress equals not screaming / not afraid. Okay, in that scene they were showing, later on they show her screaming about stuff because she's falling through the air and being caught and all the rest of that stuff. Okay, the damsel in distress that is always just constantly screaming about everything, yes, that is absolutely pathetic and irritating. But so are scenes like that where he's literally throwing all of this stuff at her and she's just like, really? That's all you've got? No, that is not cool, okay? I am really sick of movies putting that in there. There is nothing wrong with you for going, what the crap is that? Because if you are a normal person with normal responses, and there's not something like seriously wrong with you, you would be reacting going, what the crap is that? Like, I haven't seen the movie. Did she know him at all? Did she have any guarantee whatsoever that he wasn't actually going to use that stuff on her? And whether she did have a guarantee for that or not, that is just disturbing when people are that undisturbed by stuff that is that shocking and scary, okay? That is, no, that's not cool. They do that so much in movies nowadays, and that is what I think is a big part of why, what is the word? Desensitized. This is why people have become so incredibly desensitized to stuff that they should not be desensitized to, because it is all over the movies, and people in movies have the most blandest, most boringest, most you're pathetic for thinking that's gonna scare me reactions, and we just see it in our face so often and all the rest of that stuff. We become so desensitized, and it's not cool. That is not cool that was her reaction. That it disturbs me that was her reaction. It does. When they're talking in that video about nice guys placing their claim. Yes, I have seen way too many characters that, like, in Asian dramas all over the place, but it's not even just in Asian dramas, it's all over TV. People staking their claims on people and, like, thinking that it's that person's fault when they say for the 50th time no, and the person finally hears the no, and then they think it's that person's fault for saying no, and how dare you break my heart. Oh, I'm so glad glad they said that. And then my last comment, just because it's hilarious, when he talks about the movies that are like, that is what I call personally, me and Chicky call that a sleeper movie. When he says, I've seen 50 of them and I hate them. I 100% agree with you. I hate them too. Okay, those are my only comments, because any other comments I make would be on the movie itself, and I haven't seen the movie. I never plan on watching it, not with clips like that. Like, oh my gosh, I hate that movie already, and that's all I've seen of it. I don't have to see the rest of it to say I would have so many comments if I actually watched that movie itself. So now, I'm not even sure why I'm talking this loudly, but I am. Now it's 4:45 p.m. And I'm going to put this on the computer and put together my video, and up to the point of this, up to the point of 4:45. Yeah, my hair's tied back. Oddly, by the way, very loosely, because I don't want a kink in it, and it's probably going to get a kink anyway because it's still damp. And it gets a kink so fast and easy when it's damp, but it was irritating me all being down because it gets up really poofy around here, and I hate that feeling. Okay, so I'm going to put this onto the computer and fiddle with my video and edit my video, and then see what I feel like doing from there. Because, yeah, I'm done all my food. I ate just about all of it. Not done my tea yet. And Tori ran away to the couch. And now she's looking at me going, ooh, well, it's you that ran away. She's winking at me. So she was not jumping up, and she was not jumping up, and she was not jumping up, so I stopped the camera. She was just sitting there staring at me, so I stopped the camera, and as I figured, missed it when she first jumped up. Little turd. It's currently 6:53 p.m., and I usually get tired around this time. It's such a lull, and I ate, and eating makes me tired. And then I was reading without any music playing, so I'm really sleepy now. So, I need to play some music. So, as typical, I'm trying to quickly look on not Facebook. I'm trying to quickly look on YT to find something to play, and as typical, it's not so quick. It is so hard to find good music to listen to, I tell ya, because vocalized, depending what I'm trying to do, vocals are a really bad thing because they are so incredibly distracting. But no vocals, you either get like soundtrack music, which is irritating to the nth degree because it's like loud, soft, loud, soft, loud, soft, and it is so distracting and irritating. Normally what I end up finding, if it's not loud, soft, is just permanently soft and like sleepy, and like, why is there no just really good music that's consistently good? Why? That's all I want to know. So, just for the fun of it, I was going to read something out loud. And what I'm going to read out loud is going to make us all laugh because it is so bad. Oh, I'm just so sleepy. I can't focus. I'm sorry. It's just silence. Silence makes me tired. And especially when I was like on a high of action earlier, because I was like, ooh yeah, making this video of the day. And it always ends up being boring because most of it's just me talking because I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything. I should have been recording when I went to the city the other day. That was something to actually do. Some change of scenery. Hey, I did some in this video because I went to get the mail and recorded me making my food, which was it actually tasted way better than you think it did. Okay, so just for the heck of it, I don't know how much I'll actually read, but okay, you know there are like, you know, the books of the Bible, the 66 books of the Bible. It's not just one book. There are actually 66 books in there. What was I trying to say? I'm very foggy and tired right now. I'm like, bleh. So many words are not coming out right. But there's the 66 books that are in the Bible. And then there are books that, like, you know, are disputed whether they should be in the Bible or not. And there's like a whole bunch of like actual research. Don't believe everything right off the bat that you hear about this, because there's a lot of atheists and people like that hate the Bible, that try to make it sound like you can't trust the Bible because some council went and picked which book should be in there, and it's all human opinion and human based and all the rest of that stuff. None of that is true. It'll random. Maybe I could find that link by Elisa Childers to link in this video, because she talks about the different categories of different books and stuff, and it's a very brief video, but it's actually really cool. So maybe I'll link that. And I can't remember if she actually names this book or not, but it's one of the ones I've heard about several times now. I've heard several different people mention it now, and I'm like, I want to read it because it sounds epically fail. And I want to read it for myself. And somebody actually finally posted a link to a PDF file that's 12 pages long and is the whole book of the Gospel of Thomas. I've been curious to read this book for a long time. Right off the bat, these are the secret sayings which the living Jesus spoke, and which Didymus Judas Thomas wrote down. Who is Didymus Judas Thomas? I don't know who that is. The secret sayings, Jesus didn't have any secret sayings. So lies right off the bat. If anybody ever tries to tell you that these are the secret writings of, or the secrets revealed of, out of the Bible, or spoken by Jesus. Okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 2. My speech and my wisdom, my being Paul, the Apostle Paul, my speech and my wisdom, or message, were not in plausible words of wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit of power, so that your faith might not rest in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God. Yet among the mature we do impart wisdom, although it is not a wisdom of this age or of the rulers of this age who are doomed to pass away. But we impart a secret and hidden wisdom of God, which God decreed before the ages of our glory. None of the rulers of this age understand this, for if they had, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. But as it is written, what no eye has seen, nor ear heard, nor the heart of man imagined, what God has prepared for those who love him. These things God has revealed to us through the Spirit. For the Spirit searches everything, even the depths of God. For who knows a person's thoughts except the spirit of that person which is in him? So also no one comprehends the thoughts of God except the Spirit of God. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God, that we might understand the things freely given us by God. And we impart this in words not taught by human wisdom, but taught by the Spirit, interpreting spiritual truths to those who are spiritual. The natural person does not accept the things of the Spirit of God, for they are folly to him, and he is not able to understand them because they are spiritually discerned. The spiritual person judges all things, but is himself to be judged by no one. For who has understood the mind of the Lord so as to instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ. So, basically what I'm trying to say is, these are the secret sayings which the living Jesus spoke. Be very careful when people are saying, speaking of secrets and whatnot. You have to, like I just said here, it does mention the secret and hidden wisdom of God, but reading in context, like I just did, it explains itself. The secret and hidden knowledge, in other words, all of this stuff that humans did not understand, like in the Old Testament, because God did not live, the Holy Spirit did not live within man. Back in the Old Testament, the Holy Spirit temporarily resided in people, or temporarily gave them power. But it wasn't until Jesus came and died on the cross. After that, now Christians have the Holy Spirit living within us. Now that the Holy Spirit is here with us, these secret and hidden things that the people of the Old Testament did not understand because the Holy Spirit wasn't there leading them, now we can and do understand them because the Holy Spirit is here living with us and explaining it to us. That's one of his main roles. One of the main things he does is to reveal the truth that's in the scriptures, to reveal it all to us and to explain it all to us and to guide us through it. So the secret and hidden things that the Bible talks about is here explained in the Bible. It's not something that's coming from an outside source or somewhere. The Gospel of Thomas is not an extra thing that you can just add on in there and claim that Jesus said, because it's not here in the Bible. No, he didn't say these things. 2, Jesus said, "Let him who seeks continue seeking until he finds. When he finds, he will become troubled. When he becomes troubled, he will be astonished, and he will rule over the all with a capital A." What the fudge does that even mean? If those who lead you say to you, "See, the kingdom is in the sky," then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, "It is in the sea," then the fish will precede you. Rather, the kingdom is inside of you, and it is outside of you. When you come to know yourselves, then you will become known, and you will realize that it is you who are the sons of the living Father. But if you will not know yourselves, you dwell in poverty, and it is you who are that poverty. My brain just turned to mush. 5, recognize what is in your sight, and that which is hidden from you will become plain to you, for there is nothing hidden which will not become manifest. Did Richard Rohr read this? Because I think he'd like this book. 6, his disciples questioned him and said to him, "Do you want us to fast? How shall we pray? Shall we give alms? What diet shall we observe?" Jesus said, "Do not tell lies, and do not do what you hate, for all things are plain in the sight of heaven. For nothing hidden will not become manifest, and nothing covered will remain without being uncovered." For one thing, that is not an answer at all. They asked 1, 2, 3, 4 questions, and in this crazy response, there was absolutely not a single answer. Do not tell lies. Yeah, true. Do not do what you hate. No, not true at all, because there are plenty of things that people hate doing. I mean, tell a kid to eat their vegetables, and usually they're like, "Bleh, I hate those." No, you need to do what you hate sometimes, because there's plenty of things that human beings hate doing that are actually you need to do that. So that is a ridiculous statement right there. 7, blessed is the lion which becomes man who consume when... 10, I have cast fire upon the world, and see, I am guarding it until it blazes. Huh? 11, this heaven will pass away, and the one above it will pass away. The dead are not alive, and the living will not die. In the days when you consumed what is dead, you made it what is alive. When you came to dwell in the light, what will you do? On the day when you were one, you became two. But when you became two, what will you do? Brain is absolute mush right now. Like absolute mush. Stick to the table. Oi! Get off my lollipop. Eee. Okay, let's see. Where was I? 13. Jesus said to his disciples, "Compare me to someone and tell me whom I am like." Simon Peter said to him, "You are like a righteous angel." Matthew said to him, "You are like a wise philosopher." Thomas said to him, Thomas, the Gospel of Thomas, "Master, my mouth is wholly incapable of saying whom you are like." Jesus said, "I am not your master, because you have drunk. You have become intoxicated from the bubbling spring which I have measured out." And he took him and withdrew and told him 3 things. When Thomas returns to his companions, they asked him, "What did Jesus say to you?" Thomas said to them, "If I tell you one of the things which he told me, you will pick up stones and throw them at me. A fire will come out of the stones and burn you up." Gosh. Okay, so I had to look it up because I couldn't remember exactly where it was. I knew it's in one of the Gospels, obviously, but I couldn't remember exactly where it was. You want to know what the Bible actually says? That whole conversation in the Gospel of Thomas? You want to know the Bible actually, how that conversation actually went? Mark 8:27 through 30. They're walking along, and on the way, Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" And they told him, "John the Baptist, and others say Elijah, and others one of the prophets." And Jesus asked them, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter answered him, "You are the Christ." So, got it. 14. Hey, We found the answer to the questions they asked way back here in where was it? 6. In 6. Do you want us to fast? How should we pray? Shall we give alms? What diet shall we observe? Way down here in 14. If you fast, you will give rise to sin for yourselves, and if you pray, you will be condemned, and if you give alms, you will do harm to your spirits. When you go into any land and walk about in the districts, if they receive you, eat what they will set before you, and heal the sick among them. For what goes into your mouth will not defile you, but that which issues from your mouth, it is that which will defile you. Okay, by the way, half of that was completely contradictory to everything and anything. That is all absolute nope. Dump that in the ocean. And then you get down to this, for what goes into your mouth will not defile you, but that which issues from your mouth, it is that which will defile you. Okay, hold on again, I have to look up again. These fake books, they really like to borrow from the Bible and make themselves look authentic purely because they're quoting or half quoting or twisting something from the actual Bible. So, Mark 7, verses 14 through 23. And Jesus called the people to him again and said to them, Hear me, all of you, and understand. There is nothing outside a person that by going into him can defile him, but the things that come out of a person are what defile him. And when he had entered the house and left the people, his disciples asked him about the parable. And he said to them, Then are you also without understanding? Do you not see that whatever goes into a person from outside cannot defile him, since it enters not his heart, but his stomach, and is expelled? Thus he declared all foods clean. And he, Jesus, said, What comes out of a person is what defiles him. For from within, out of the heart of man, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, coveting, wickedness, deceit, sensuality, envy, slander, pride, foolishness. All these things come out from within, and they defile a person. So there's the whole of what he said. Back to the Gospel of Thomas, this fake weird thing. 19. Blessed is he who came into being before he came into being. If you become my disciples and listen to my words, these stones will minister to you. For there are 5 trees for you in paradise which remain undisturbed summer and winter, and whose leaves do not fall. Whoever becomes an acquaintance... Wait, I gotta move my bangs so you can see my eyebrows. Get off my hair. Get off my screen, hair. 21. Mary said to Jesus, Whom are your disciples like? What the crap kind of a question is that? He said, They are like children who have settled in a field which is not theirs. When the owners of the field come, they will say, Let us have back our field. They, in brackets, will undress in their presence in order to let them have back their field and to give it back to them. What does that have to do with you? What? Therefore I say, if the owner of a house knows that the thief is coming, he will begin his vigil before he comes, and will not let him dig through his house not dig through into his house of his domain to carry away his goods. You, then, be on your guard against the world. Arm yourselves with great strength, lest the robbers find a way to come to you. For the difficulty which you expect will, surely, materialize. Let there be among you a man of understanding. When the grain ripened, he came quickly with his sickle in his hand and reaped it. Whoever has ears to hear, let him hear. Oh my gosh. I need to stop banging the table because that's probably too loud. Talk about 50 different parables and ideas and sayings and quotes and whatnot, all mooshed into a mush of goop. It kind of a visual of that paragraph is kind of like, have you ever seen the Japanese stirring up natto? All that stringy stuff in between, and they're it's goopy, that whole picture. Just imagine them doing that. Look it up online if you've never seen them doing that. Mixing up the natto and breaking apart and whatnot. Breaking apart because you can't break that. It's so stringy and so it will not detach from itself, and it's whatnot before they actually pour it on the stuff. That whole picture is that paragraph. It's just a goopy, have no idea about the taste. I wasn't referring to the taste. I'm referring to the whole action and picture of what it looks like while they're... and the sound it's making while they're doing it all. That was that paragraph. 22. Jesus saw infants being suckled. He said to his disciples, "These infants being suckled are like those who enter the kingdom." They said to him, "Shall we then as children enter the kingdom?" Jesus said to them, "When you make the two one, and when you make the insides like the outside, and the outside like the inside, and the above like the below, and when you make the male and the female one and the same, set the male not be male nor female. Now when you fashion eyes in the place of an eye, and a hand in place of a hand, and a foot in place of a foot, and a likeness in place of an eye likeness, then you will enter the kingdom." Oh, my face is red. I can't feel the camera because I can't breathe. I'm not making it up. Believe me, it's right there. I'm not making it up. Oh, now my stomach hurts. Tears. I'm crying. Okay, calm down. Ooh, okay, my face is red. Ow, I need to stop laughing. My stomach hurts. Okay, so, moving on. So, let me make this clear one more time. No matter how much of the Bible this thing quotes, no matter how much it takes out of context and twists and manipulates and etc., because that's what it's doing, no matter how much it sounds like the Bible because it keeps on kind of sort of quoting from it, it is not in any way, shape, or form Christian. This is not Jesus talking. He was never this nonsensical, for one thing. Mush. Oh, mush. Slushy, like, you know that dirty snow I walked over earlier? Maybe I'll just leave my comments on some of this stuff in here, like, because this is way too long to actually put the whole thing in there. What is in my hair? Aww, it is the mushroom off of my... Oops, no, don't go there. I dropped it. Glow in the dark sticker. While I was doing my regaling of laughter. Clearly my hair got stuck on the sticker and pulled the sticker off. How come on that side? Or maybe it was one of my head desks. Tell me, all you people watching this video, when did that mushroom get stuck in my hair? It grew because I'm like in the darkness corner going, stay away from me. 25. Jesus said, "Love your brother like your soul. Guard him like the pupil of your eye." 28. I took my place in the midst of the world, and I appeared to them in flesh. I found all of them intoxicated. I found none of them thirsty. And my soul became afflicted for the sons of men, because they are blind in their hearts and do not have sight. For empty they came into the world, and empty too they seek to leave the world. But for the moment they are intoxicated. When they shake off their wine, then they will repent. Whoever was writing this must have been drunk. That's who was intoxicated. Like, this must have been stream of conscious accidental bleh. And then they're like, "Hey, that's cool," and put it on a page. And sold it. 30. Where there are 3 gods, they are gods. Where there are 2 or 1, I am with him. What? Somebody dropped this Scrabble pieces. 31. No prophet is accepted in his own village. No physician heals those who know him. Like, this is literally like if someone printed sentences on a paper in a string and then took scissors and went, we'll do away with that word, tape that together. Let's do away with both of those 2 words and tape that together. No physician heals those who are healthy? No, who know him. Okay, so don't get to know your doctors, people, because if you get to know your doctor, he won't heal you anymore. Is this an ironclad rule or just a weird quirk they have? 32. A city being built on a high mountain and fortified cannot fall, nor can it be hidden. Okay. 37. His disciples said, "When will you become revealed to us, and when shall we see you?" Jesus said, "When you disrobe without being ashamed and take up your garments and place them under your feet like little children and tread on them, then you will see the Son of the Living One, and you will not be afraid." Someone dropped the Scrabble pieces, taped them all together, cut half of them out, and taped that together. No, I got nothing. Okay, just never mind. What? Let me try that again. 42. Become passers-by. 46. Among those born of women from Adam until John the Baptist, there is no one so superior to John the Baptist that his eyes should not be lowered before him. False. No man drinks old wine and immediately desires to drink new wine. 60. They saw a Samaritan carrying a lamb on his way to Judea. He said to his disciples, "That man is round about the lamb." They said to him, "So that he may kill it and eat it." He said to them, "While it is alive, he will not eat it." Well, I should hope so. But only when he has killed it and it has become the corpse. They said to him, "He cannot do so otherwise." He said to them, "You too, look for a place for yourselves within repose, lest ye become a corpse and be eaten." I am becoming stupider as I continue. Why am I continuing? I knew it was coming. So knew it was coming. They were going along on one of the actual parables that Jesus told, and then they kawoo on the end of it. Businessmen and merchants will not enter the places of my Father. But legit. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm more than halfway done this, but I'm actually really sick of reading it. So legit, stop. I'm cutting most of that out anyway. My voice is getting all wonky. I laughed too hard earlier. I'm getting a slight headache. I'm feeling tired, and my eyes are all watery and weird. Can't take any more of this mush. So, now I have another project. A really long video. Over an hour long. And I have to cut it all up and put it into my day. It is now 8:04 p.m. How long is it going to take me to cut up this video and stick it into the other thing? Heh. This is fun. Want to say to it? What would you say? You want to say? What do you want to say? Wait. Don't bark. Come on, it's much colder out here than it was earlier. Hurry up. Hello, kitty. It's you waiting at the top this time. Okay, so I was snacking on chips and stuff, but I haven't had a meal since the last one I made. This is a bad habit of mine. So I'll grab myself some more food. And once again, the little turds are begging. I tossed the cheese over and Tori got it. Tiaki tried to run, but Tori got it faster. It's gonna put the whole thing sideways again, by the way. I can tell by where the stupid, idiotic timestamp is. It's up here at the top, which means that whole thing was sideways again, just like the last meal. This is where I am in my editing. I forget what time I said it was before, but there you go. It's 9:30. I don't know how much of this is going to people find interesting or not with the Gospel of Thomas reading. So, if you didn't like it, I hope you just skipped it and continued watching the rest of it. I mean, I do that with people's videos too. Whatever. Now to continue eating. Continue editing while I eat.
What are you doing? Get out from under there. Aska. Come on. You're not supposed to be under my chair, you little turd. Even if you were somewhere in hiding, sleeping, and now you're like, what's going on? Excuse me. What the heck is she doing? I completely forgot that tonight is the time change. Again. Already. We're already switching forward. Again. Oh, lovely. I had blue lips because I was eating a blue popsicle. I just, ew, stupid. What a note to end the video on. I'll switch the camera around. You can look at her instead. From Hunting Genius. He just started season 3.